So what's going on, folks? So today, before we get into the video, I did want to share one of the funniest comments I've gotten in a long time. It was off of the video that I posted on Sunday morning of me burning in some stripes in the front on the Bermuda. And I got this comment from this, I think it's a gentleman, but it says, this guy, despite being overweight, is very quick on his feet. Speed, very efficient. And my response to him was, thanks. I mean, I'm not sure if it was a compliment, but I'm gonna take it as one. Hey, I'm not a little guy, I'm a pretty big boy, and I guess I'm really quick on my feet when you can speed up that video. So anyway, with that, let's get into today's video. All right, folks, well today, despite my best efforts to avoid any fungus issues this year, it looks like we're gonna have to tackle some fungus pretty quickly. Now, I did put down that Disease X about 4 weeks ago, which is about the lifespan of that product. And I assume I put it down properly, and maybe I didn't, so I'm not gonna necessarily dog on that product. But I do have a bit of a fungus issue that I hope is in the early stages. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So the first thing I noticed was just some of that yellowing, like right there, and just discoloration, but it's also getting thin right here. But the dead giveaway was when I came over here and I look right here at this spot. You see how it's all matted in? Well, that's a dead giveaway to the Pythium Blight. So I'm pretty sure that that's what's going on here. And like I said, right there is another spot that looks pretty bad. But oh, and there's a little cicada guy. Yeah, got lots of those. But yeah, I think that that's what's going on. Luckily, I don't think it's really spread this way yet, but I did mow yesterday, and my concern is that since I mowed, I'm starting to get it down into that area, so we need to deal with that sooner than later. But yeah, that's what it's looking like, and that's how we're going to treat it. So as you can see, that's kind of a bit of a bummer. I do have a product that I'm going to try out for the first time. So last year when I was having my fungus issues, I had Cam from Elevated Lawnscapes reach out to me and say, hey, he was having the same problem a few years ago, and that the product that he ended up using was a product called Mefenoxam, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this product is specifically developed for Pythium. I do think that I need to have a little bit of care when it comes to the dollar spot and for the brown patch, which is the other thing that I had last year. In the front is where I really worry about the dollar spot, because the Bermuda tends to be a little bit susceptible to that. But because of the cool season lawn back here, and because of the fact that we have a lot of shade back here, I think that that's where the problem is. And where I was showing you where that problem is right in the front of my truck. And that area is not a place where we get a lot of drainage. We have that big hill. We get a lot of drainage that comes down off of that hill. Now, last fall, when I put in my little retaining wall over here, I did put some drainage in there, and that seems to help with the moisture problem over here behind my garage. And it doesn't feel soggy. Last year was soggy pretty much all year long, and so I think that that drainage helped with it. So that's why I think that we don't have really a lot of fungus there, if any at all. But like I said, I mowed the lawn yesterday, and I didn't see the fungus until after the fact, and so I'm afraid that I'm spreading it out. So for the next few weeks, maybe not the next few weeks, but the next few mows, I'm actually gonna bag everything just to make sure I collect everything and I'm not spreading things around. But other than that, I think that this Mefenoxam, gosh, I'm having a terrible time pronouncing this thing. I think that this will take care of it based off everything that I've seen. So this is a systemic product, which means that it is going to work through the plant. So we're gonna spray it down. It's about a ½ an ounce. It says 0.49 ounces. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a ½ an ounce of product per gallon of water, and that will cover 1,000 square feet. And since I'm doing my whole yard, I'll do 2 full gallon buckets full of that, which will be an ounce each. And that should take care of my entire lawn. And like I said, this is a systemic product, meaning it works through the plant to basically fight through all of the fungus issues. And that's kind of the plan. So as far as the dollar spot and the brown patch, I do have propiconazole, which I will be using in the next few days, maybe a week or so. These products, both the propiconazole and this product, last for about 10 days, 14 days or so. And I will go ahead and overlap them because I just want to make sure that I'm covered. And then we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do after that. I may go back to the Heritage G product that I get through Do My Own instead of something like Disease X, just because I'm more comfortable with that and I know it's going to take care of everything. But like I said, this year I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to sit there and think, hey, maybe it's going into dormancy, whatever. It's nowhere near hot enough for us to be going into dormancy. So I know for a fact that we have a bit of a fungus issue, and we're going to catch it early this year because I don't want to be dealing with it later, and I don't want to have to reseed everything again, because this will be what, the third year in a row in the 3 years I've owned this house that I've had to do that. We don't want to do that. So anyway, so it's 1 ounce for 2 gallons of water inside of this pump sprayer. This is electric, so I don't have to sit there and pump it up. We'll do 1 full container for the back, 1 for the front, and we'll be good to go. So let's get to it. Let's start with putting in about 1 gallon of water in here first. Actually, I'm going to do 1.5 gallons, so I don't want this thing to suds up. Then that marker right there is 1 ounce, and that's exactly what I need for the full 2 gallons of product. Then we'll fill it up the rest of the way. So if you guys have any questions about this product, feel free to comment down below, and I will try and do my best to answer your questions. A great resource is Do My Own, which is where I bought this product. They do have great question and answer. They have all of the labeling for all these products if you want to look at them before you purchase. That's usually what I do before I buy anything. I go through and I actually read it, make sure it's good for my yard, make sure that it's going to take care of the issues that I have, and then I'll go ahead and do the purchase from there. You can also get this on Amazon. I will have links down below. Those are affiliate links like I always do. And like I said, just know that if you use those affiliate links, then I am going to make a couple bucks off of it, but don't feel like you have to. So other than that, the only other thing I did want to mention is that this product should be watered in after you get it down, and that it is pet safe once it's dry. So if you want to spray it, wait a few hours, let it all dry off, you can get your pets on there, but then once you wet it, that'll really work the product in, because it is systemic. We wanted to get it into the soil, and we wanted to get up through the roots so that the plant can do the work. Also, you do not need a surfactant for this, because it's not going to go through the foliar absorption. It's not going to hurt it, but that's not really what we're gearing for here. We want it in the soil so that it comes up through the plant. So let's get to it. So this area right here is where we found the fungus. In fact, it's right there where I just sprayed, and I want to make sure that you guys see how we're putting this down. So I did want to make sure that you see that we are doing a full coverage of this. This 2 gallons of product should be good enough for this whole backyard, and then I'll do 2 more gallons for the front. For someone who is overweight, I'm pretty quick on my feet when I want to be. Also, supposedly this is good for your plants, shrubs, trees, so I'm not too terribly worried about getting this on any of my foliar plants like my hostas. I'm going to go ahead and try. Hopefully it doesn't cause a problem. It says that it's safe for it. Just trying to be quick on my feet. Of course, we're going to get up here as well. Make sure we get all of our plants on the hill. I mean, it's a bit of a risk that I'm not really testing this, and I would highly recommend that you test it on your plants before you do anything, because Lord knows what if it kills your plant. But I guess we'll be the guinea pig, because we're doing everything here. I am not messing around this year when it comes to fungus. Fungus really bit me in the backside last year, and I am not going to deal with it this year if I can at all help it. The lawn's looking really good. In fact, that area where the fungus started that I just showed you guys, that area was nice and thick. And I'll be honest with you, I think I may have caused some of those problems, because I had, when I planted the seed up there, I may have overseeded a little bit. And the problem with overseeding is that you get a lot of crowding of the different plants, and which makes them very susceptible to fungus, because you don't get a lot of airflow between your plants. I'm not saying that's a problem. I'm saying that that was probably a contributing factor and something to consider in the future for me, because we definitely don't want to overcrowd. I honestly kind of thought about it when it happened, and I considered what the ramifications were of it, and I just said, you know, let's see what happens. And of course, knowing that my yard is susceptible to fungus, I should have been smarter about it, and unfortunately I was not. But welcome to Dino's world, where he doesn't always practice what he preaches. I'll tell you guys very often, I'll give you the information, And that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna follow it myself. I know it's horrible for me to admit that, but it's just the truth. Let's get this product in to the lawn, and then we will figure out where we're gonna go with it from here. So this area right here is where I'm mostly worried. And the reason why is because I've got two different zones here. I've got zone 6, which is my last zone for my sprinkler system, is here. And then I've got zone 5 that covers this hill. So I get a lot of overlap, and this is also the most shady area. So one of the things that I did this time when I put down all of my my zones, when I set up my schedule, is I don't have this included in the rest of the lawn. I only water up here manually. So I'm not doing it every single time that it gets watered. And then that should take care of most of the watering in here, and then I don't have to worry about having all this overlap. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure that I did that, because I didn't want to have this oversaturated like it was last year. And again, this is the big area that got killed last year. If you go back to the videos from last year, this is the area that was most destroyed. So I think that helps a little bit. So I've got drainage here, like I said, and up there I don't have any drainage at the bottom of that hill, which means that it's all going right into that section, which is probably why it's so wet. And this used to be really soggy, and we had rain just the other day, and it's not soggy at all right now. It's actually feels pretty dry. You know, we played around with some of the plants here, and this dirt was kind of wet, but the rest of this is not wet. Having a healthy plant is part of it, but also having the water control is the other piece of it too. Takes care of the amount for the front. Make sure it's nice and mixed. All right, that's the second batch for the front. Put the top on. Ooh, I do look like I could use a little bit of weight loss. I'm still quick on my feet though. Let's get that. 56 years old and still moving like a cat. Well, maybe not like a cat, but you know, whatever. Anyway, let's get to the front. All right, folks, we're pretty much done. Kept my gloves on because I still got to do some cleanup, but I just wanted to recap. So we've taken care of both the front and the back. This will take care of Pythium. It will probably not take care of the brown spot or the dollar spot, so we'll be coming back with propiconazole for that. But for now, I think we are in pretty good shape. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, feel free to comment down below. Or like I said, a great resource is domyown.com. You can get lots of great Q&A and FAQs out there. And so I usually go there first before I buy anything. But I'll do my best to Google it for you if you ask me any questions, and we'll figure it all out. And also, I'll be coming back and showing you some results, see if we've done a good job with this or not. And we will definitely be doing a video on the propiconazole as well. So with that, we're going to shut this video down for now, and we'll come back in a few days, and I'll probably do the herbicide next and then do the propiconazole, and then we'll go from there. If you like this video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if I've earned your subscription, and if you want to be notified of future videos, don't forget to hit that bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great week, everybody.